Guys, Mr. Free Coiner coming back to you again today. Hope everybody's doing well and you are taking care of yourselves. Now, before I get into this, I want to make it a point to say I am not a financial advisor. I'm simply sharing my thoughts and opinions, so please only take it as that, and nothing I say is financial advice. Now, that is for anyone who might want to leave a comment and say that I am giving financial advice. I've made it very clear in the majority of my videos, I am not. Okay, so please listen, go to the description and read. Thank you very much. Okay, so something very important, guys. This article right here really, to me, spells out what is about to happen. Now, obviously, as you can read, the title is Mark Carney calls for global monetary system to replace the dollar. So already we know the best candidate for this. There is, who's been working towards this? Who is already global in their efforts, and this currency or token is already being used on a global level? Obviously XRP. It is the best option for something like this. Now, I'm going to be speculative here, and guys, again, remember, these are just my opinions. I have no idea what's about to happen. I'm reading between the lines of what I think are between the lines, and I'm just telling you, hey, this is what I think. Okay, so it makes sense for them to come out and say something like this, right? Because it is absolutely needed. The US dollar is currently considered the world reserve currency, right? And it has been for a long time. Other countries don't want to use the dollar anymore. And then on top of that, the dollar has lost so much of its value because it's not backed by anything. The confidence in the U.S. government has really faded. There's a lot more printing, and guys, we are in the middle of a recession right now, and it's only getting worse. Okay, we need something to step in so we can have more confidence in a monetary system. And it's obvious that it's going to be digital, a type of digital currency. Will it be XRP exactly? Well, to be honest with you, I don't think that is the case. I think XRP will back the actual currency that will be used, but XRP itself will not be that currency. Okay? How I see it happening, and again, I could be totally wrong, but how I see it happening is gold, because every country, just about, last time I checked, has at least a little bit of gold. Gold will back XRP. Now, does that mean that XRP can only reach a certain value? Well, I'm sure that is not the case, but I am not a financial guy, so I can't tell you how the system would work to increase XRP's price to whatever levels, right? But again, gold backing XRP, and then XRP backing an actual currency that would be used, like USDX. It has been talked about several times, in many different places. But here, he is actually calling for a world currency, a currency that can be used by everyone, that everyone can trust, that is not centralized, that is not controlled, obviously, by any one government. So there is what? A level playing field. Everyone's on the same level. Everyone has the same value across the globe. Okay? And that makes total sense. It's only fair. Now, yes, there are always going to be the rich and the poor. But giving the poor a better opportunity to have a way to buy and sell, I mean, essentially, that just works out a lot better for everyone. Okay. And to be honest with you, it will actually make the rich richer, because when you have access to all of those, just think about all the people that are not banked. This is one of the main things that has been talked about. The unbanked becoming banked. That means tying in the whole world, and you have now you have all these consumers that are just making the rich richer. Now, that in itself, I don't think is necessarily a good thing, but it is something that we're moving to, and I think just an effect of giving everyone a voice, okay, monetarily. All right, it says here, he used his speech on Friday to lay out the problems of an overmighty dollar for the global economy. And here to read this quote: the deficiencies of the international monetary and financial system have become increasingly potent. Even a passing acquaintance with monetary history suggests that this center won't hold. So, yeah, I mean, he's speaking about fiat. Fiat will never be a solid way to move forward. It's always going to, have its peak, and it's going to basically go away. Here it says the U.S. accounts for only 10% of the global trade and 15% of global GDP, but half of trade invoices and 2/3 of global securities issuance. The BOE governor said, as a result, while the world economy is being reordered, the U.S. dollar remains as important as when Bretton Woods collapsed in 1971. So, yeah, here he's saying the whole world economy is being reordered. The U.S. dollar, what we use, is the last to get in line. And guys, because of this could hit us a lot harder than any other country, because most Americans don't even know what's happening. They have so much faith in the dollar that if the dollar actually just totally collapsed, there would be mayhem in the streets. Again, I talk to people on a daily basis in what I'm doing with Uber. I speak to them and I talk to them. I ask them about this stuff, and most people don't even know anything about Bitcoin. I mean, at least Bitcoin, right? So many people have no clue, have never heard something called cryptocurrencies or digital assets. And that is a very sad thing, because what we're facing right now will require that digital assets step in to, make sense of what's happening. All right. It says here, movements in the US dollar are therefore fundamentally important to other economies, even if they have few direct trade links with the US, he said. This means countries are forced to self-insure and hoard dollars to guard against potential capital flight, leading to excess savings and lower global growth. And again, this is not good. This is not good at all. It's, again, very centralized, and the whole world using the dollar is dependent on that security or that faith in the dollar, and that's all that backs the dollar. It's just faith, and that's scary. That's very scary. Here, I just wanted to read this portion too. Right here. I'll start here. Pooling resources at the IMF and thereby distributing the costs across all 189 member countries is much more efficient than individual countries self-insuring, he said, calling for a tripling of IMF resources over the next decade to $3 trillion. It goes on to say, in the longer term, Mark Carney said, the solution was to create a multipolar global economy rather than waiting for China's renminbi. Whew. All right, too many consonants. All right, for this, he suggested more thought should be given to creating a global electronic currency that could act as synthetic hegemonic currency, provided perhaps through a network of central bank digital currency. So, Yeah, I mean, he's pointing directly at digital currencies, and it is very likely, I mean, considering all of the suspicious things that are surrounding XRP and the fact that they don't talk about it and, all this stuff, it could very well be the case. Listening to even what Sam had to say the other day on his video, guys, we're very likely looking at a scenario where, at the very least, XRP will be the global currency, or at least backing a global currency. Even in Sam's video, he did mention something about gold backing XRP, if I'm not mistaken. Now, what would that mean for us? Well, that would be awesome. But at the same time, guys, the powers that be don't want us having XRP. They want, I'll say this, they want as few of us as possible actually owning XRP. So I'm saying all of that to get to this point. No matter what happens, okay, because I truly believe we're going to see some stuff come through the pipeline that is going to actually absolutely blow your minds. And what I mean by that is the level of FUD that's going to happen will be strong enough to shake even the most secure and strong. All right. I have no idea what that could be. I have no idea how it could be. Just be watchful. And maybe it may not even happen, to be honest with you. But in any case, just make sure that you are ready for anything that could come about. Okay? Again, I have no idea what that could be. All I'm telling you guys is to be ready. All the information that I've gotten, again, I mean, most everything that I heard is exactly what Sam was talking about, and a couple other things, but we'll see. I made a promise that I would not divulge that information because of the repercussion that it could create. So I'm not going to say anything. That's the reason why I constantly I make reference to it, but guys, I'm not going to say anything about it. And is it insider information? Well, to be honest with you, I don't know. I mean, it's information that I'm getting, and it seems to be correct. Some of the things that I've seen so far seems to, it looks to be lining up. But all in all, only time will tell the truth. Okay? Only time will tell us what actually happened. And at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. Anything else is just speculation until it happens. Okay? So, guys, thank you for joining me. If you have any questions or if you have any thoughts, whatever, make sure you put them down in the comments. I always appreciate that. I try to read them as much as possible. I may not be able to respond or anything like that, but I definitely do read. And, if you get a little, I love this comment, then there we are. I may not actually say anything, but either way, just understand and know that I do read the comments. So, all right, guys. Again, thank you for subscribing. Also, do subscribe if you have not already done so. And also make sure you smash that like button. Also hit that post notification button. I don't know why I can't talk today, but hit that post notification button and come back and see me again. Until next time, this has been Mr. Freecoiner. Take care of yourselves. God bless.